and quicker, and these gentlemen get better and better. What a great lineup we have here represented on this stage. This obviously does not constitute the entire lineup. What we've done is picked out 5 guys from each category, and of course 10 from the Mr. Olympia to represent here today.
The very good thing about this, I would say that there's a lot of hype going around for a few guys, and a lot of, I don't want to say trash talk, a little bit of smack talk. I hope this will kind of happen here today, because me and you talked about the press conference a few years now, and what we need is a little bit of trash talk. I'm not looking at people in particular right now, but I'm looking. You all know who I'm looking at. So I believe this will be one of the best press conferences we've had in a long time. Are you guys ready for that? Oh yeah.
Well, you know, the nice thing about social media, D, is there's trash talk just 24/7, 365 days a year these days. In the old days, you had to do interviews, get in the magazines, you wouldn't see this stuff for months, but these guys are certainly not shy when it comes to putting their stuff out there and declaring who they think is going to be the champ on game day. But before we get to that, we're going to set a little bit of business here today, because some of that stuff I see on social media and some of these titles and such, I don't know, they're a little confusing to me. So we're going to ask some questions here today. Breon Ansley. Where's Breon? All the way at the end. What's up, Breon? Breon, question.
Yo.
Who is Mr. Olympia?
I'm Mr. Olympia.
Okay, hang on. Jeremy Buendia. Who's Mr. Olympia?
Phil Heath's Mr. Olympia.
Flex Lewis. Who's Mr. Olympia?
I'm the 212 Mr. Olympia. Phil Heath is the Mr. Olympia.
Phil Heath. Do I have to ask? Phil, my question to you is simple. There's only one Mr. Olympia title, but why do I see people with stuff on their Facebook and Instagram and everything else that says Mr. Olympia?
I can't speak for another grown man, but I don't know. Maybe for their own social media hype, I guess. I don't know. At the end of the day, it's not for me to judge on that stuff. I'm in the open category. Throughout the entire Mr. Olympia brand, for over 50 plus years, there's only been 13 Mr. Olympia champions. I happen to be the 13th. It doesn't discredit all the other categories. They're all amazing champions, both men and women. But I feel, like being in an open class, being able to have that same Sandow as, the greats is all that I've ever wanted.
Well, I see one more Mr. Olympia on this stage here. A former Mr. Olympia, Dexter Jackson. 2008 Mr. Olympia. Dexter, this is your 19th Olympia. I know you tell people you're 49. I know, deep in my heart, that you're way over 50. But it doesn't matter. Just like you said, it don't matter, because the body's doing the talking. What Dexter are we seeing this weekend at his 19th Olympia? Can Dexter win the Olympia one more time?
Absolutely. This is my 19th, as you said. I missed a year, so it would be 20. But you know what I said last year? My face is 50, but this body's 20. So don't worry about the face. But anyway.
Dexter's actually getting younger in that. Last year he said his body was 23.
I remember
20-something, you know what I said. Everybody will remember that.
I remember in 2008 at the press conference, which was basically your year, you walked away with the title. I remember you saying at the press conference that you're going to win it, because this is the best you've ever been. And Jay Cutler, what was the exact words? Something like, somewhere that he can't put it together, or you got to nail it at the right day, or whatever it was that you said about Jay that time. Do you remember?
Well, Jay, I felt at the time that Jay wasn't his best for a few years. And I thought he was going to play my game and try and come in to try to match my conditioning, which he did. And I said if he did that, then I can win.
So what about Phil?
Same thing, but
Can you put it together?
look, I'm a realist about this whole thing. Everybody knows Phil won 7 Mr. Olympias for a reason. Okay, he ain't no punk. You know what I'm saying? He won 7 for a reason. So if Phil put it together and he come in, you know, anywhere near his all-time best, it's gonna be very hard to beat, period. You know? So all you people out there that's thinking that Phil's garbage, no, Phil, y'all, you know Phil, he's won 7. Trust me, if he put it all together, he's gonna be very, very hard to beat. And I say, like I said when I won, if all ducks line up in a row, okay, and Phil come in, which he has been coming in off, you know, hasn't been near his best, okay, that anything can happen, you know, so if all ducks fall in a row, of course I can win.
Phil, of all the accolades you've ever received, you're not garbage. It's got to be up there, number 1.
Absolutely. You know, I was actually on that stage in 2008 when Dexter Jackson actually won his first Mr. Olympia. It was actually, I was an Olympia rookie that same year, and I actually placed 3rd. And being able to see Dexter that year, I competed against him at the Arnold Classic that year, which he also had won. Understanding what his mindset was at the time, and knowing that at some point that was who I was trying to beat, because of the level of conditioning, the separation, the fullness, the completeness that he had. And I just wanted to make sure that I was on that stage. So I was able to witness, you know, that and, you know, carry that forward. So, you know, Dexter, I do appreciate the props and the respect. I think when you're standing next to another Mr. Olympia champion, there is a brotherhood. There's 13 of us, 11 of us are still alive. And I think there's a mutual respect because we understand climbing that mountain is not very easy. It's very hard. It takes a lot of dedication and sacrifice, far exceeding what most people think, and even people on the stage actually can ever imagine. But in all, there is that common bond of saying, you know what, if a person at his best is very hard, I respect him, I respect the other athletes, you know, for what they want to bring. But at the end of the day, I'm here for a reason, and that's for legendary status.
All right, thank you, Phil.
Well, that brings me to another contender, actually somebody who thinks that he beat Phil in 2015 and 2016. And by the way, breaking down Phil's body parts, I mean, his poses, he also said, and that was not the first time he said that, he mentioned that at the press conference years ago. Do you remember what year it was?
More than one, thanks for coming out to show your support again at the 2018 Mr. Olympia. I guess I remember it was 2015 right here.
Okay, breaking down Phil's poses. It's not something, it's not a secret because it was obviously online. I watched the last interview that you gave, and this is what a different Sean Roden. This is Sean Roden that I'm not used to and probably ain't nobody used to. It's a Sean Roden that basically said, this time I don't care. I don't want to say it the way he said it, but you guys know what I'm doing. This time I don't, rather not give a doo-doo, to be honest. But Sean Roden broke down each pose for Phil Heath. Are you going to beat him in every pose that you mentioned? Because he started with the front double biceps all the way to the back double biceps.
I've studied each and every opponent that's on the stage here. Phil is the 7-time Mr. Olympia for a reason. And I've trained my ass off this year with the attitude of I have nothing to lose. And Phil is the current Mr. Olympia 2017. If I didn't do my homework, I shouldn't be up here. If there's one person on stage that didn't train to be number 1 in 2018, they should not be on this stage. If you're training to be number 2, you should stay home. So yes, I've took the time to study Phil. I've took the time to study Dexter, Big Ramy, pose for pose, and I've done my damn homework.
Well, let's keep it real. Let's break down pose for pose. This is your words. Phil's front double bicep, crap. Lat spread, crap. Side chest, he never done a side chest.
Yes, I did say all those. You saw the Jay Cutler interview. I was just speaking facts. we're gonna go out here tomorrow night and we're all gonna step on stage and we're all gonna see what we have. And as I said, I've done my homework for 2018. Last year, I started my pro with a broken jaw. I had to eat 2 straws to make the top 5. I've had plenty of time this year to get my shit together to come back here and get back on stage and present myself as Mr. Olympia.
Thank you, Sean. All right, Phil, apparently you are garbage. Front double by is crap. Really?
I have nothing to say to him. Talk is cheap. He'll find out tomorrow, and he'll have that same looking Eeyore looking face backstage.
My question isn't really you, Phil. It's to you, William Bonac. Doesn't he have to get through you first to even have a chance of getting to Phil Heath?
I think all of these guys got to get through me to get to Phil.
Short and sweet, William. I love you. Man, a few words. And he's got to get through Big Ramy. Where's Big Ramy? Big Ramy, I gotta say, bro, I saw you at the check-ins yesterday, and I gotta say, you look big.
I'm from Paris. Thank you for coming and support this game. And I heard Mr. Dex. He said Mr. Phil is Mr. Olympia 7 years for a reason. And that's right. I think the reason I'm not coming 100% yet. But tomorrow we will see something different. Something different. That's it. Ram is winning tomorrow.
Big Ramy says he's bringing something different, Phil. What do you think?
Sounds like what he said last year. Were you guys here last year? Last year he said, I'm going to show you guys something you have never seen before. I promise. So, once again, talk is cheap. Okay? I know you guys want to hear me talk a lot of trash and this and that, but talk is cheap. Okay? So he can say whatever he wants. It doesn't matter to me. It may matter to you. But I guarantee you, it's not going to come to fruition. I work hard too. I've improved too. And that's it. I don't have to talk bad about anybody to make myself feel good. I don't have to stand up and say, I'm 7-time Michelin. I got sandals at my house that let me know that. So, at the end of the day, it's all about me chasing history. No disrespect to anyone on this stage, but that's what is here. That's why I'm here. I'm not here for anyone else on this stage, but they are here for me. That's the difference with the mindset. That's the difference. That's why you guys bought the tickets. You bought the tickets to see history be made, whether it happens or not. But it's gonna happen.
Phil, you're good enough, you're smart enough, and gosh darn it, you're not garbage.
Well, we have somebody here from England who is no longer a rookie. This is his 2nd year at the Olympia this year. Also very vocal when it comes to, a 3rd year, I'm sorry. Very vocal when it comes to moving up in ranks. And like some people say, they're very hard to understand because there's a British accent. It's from, I don't know, what, Manchester? Where is it from? Liverpool? Oh, Liverpool. This is where Darren Till is from. Okay, so you've been very vocal. You've been telling people, are you here for Phil?
Of course I'm here for Phil, you know. Like everyone said, he's 7-time champion for a reason. But you know, if someone's real's got to come to an end sooner or later. Phil said people have bought tickets to see Phil win, to be legendary. I think you guys have bought tickets to see him be dethroned. You know, that's just the way it is. That's the way I predict it, and I think things are going to change.
Are you going to be the one that's going to change it?
if it's not me this year, then next year you won't be getting that number 9, that's for sure.
All right, luckily I've got Dexter here to interpret. What do you say, Dexter?
I don't know what the hell he said.
Dexter's from a different part of England, clearly.
Well, we have another person who probably want to say something to all this, because everybody's talking about dethroning Phil, everybody's moving up in ranks. What about Rolly Winkler? You got Rolly in the house, who just coming off a strong win at the Arnold in Australia, beating William Bonac, who placed 3rd at the Olympia last year. Rolly, what do you have to say to all this? Everybody's just throwing in Phil. What are you going to do come tomorrow night?
What I have to say is, you know, you go and show you don't play as good, but everybody think the show is done. After 2 weeks, everybody's sleeping, and they think to be 3rd and 4th, and they're done. But in my mind, it's not finished, and that's why I'm there, you know. And I want to keep it tomorrow from beginning already good, and not after 2 weeks.
Okay, I didn't really hear because it's going.
Hang on a second, D. Dexter, what did he say?
Oh, he needs more time to peak. That means he ain't ready.
Oh, okay, no. He said this time he's peaking today, not in 2 weeks. Is that correct?
Oh, he's peaking today? Yeah, he's gonna be off tomorrow.
The peak is tomorrow.
Appreciate Dexter translating for these guys today. All right, listen, I got to get to my man over here. All right, you'll never. There's no name more synonymous with the Olympia than Aliva. And we've got Sergio Jr. here today. And Sergio, you own a very distinct record. You are actually the youngest person to ever appear on an Olympia stage. Is that correct, sir?
I think that's the record, so I might as well just retire right now. I got a standing ovation the first time I was at the Olympia. Anyone else get that?
That's right. That's right. This was, for those who don't know your bodybuilding history, of course, we're talking about 1984, right?
1984.
And you were approximately, 3 weeks old, I think?
Yeah, I think that was the speech that my dad gave, right?
So, Sergio Sr., of course, Sergio's dad, on the Olympia stage in 1984 when he made his comeback and raised the then infant Sergio to the bodybuilding gods in the sky and says, "Behold the next myth." And guess what, Sergio? You made it back, buddy. You did your father proud.
Yeah, no pressure, right? Yeah, I don't know how to live up to the Lion King, the bodybuilding version of Lion King, but I mean, it is what it is, and I keep saying this. I mean, I'm over here emotional wreck. This is a big deal for me. This is different for me than it's been for any bodybuilder ever. I feel like I'm two people. I feel like I'm the athlete that did achieve this qualification and get here, but then I'm also the biggest fan of this sport. There's nobody up here that's a bigger fan in this sport than me. And I want to thank everybody that's here, mostly at the press conference in particular, because you know, you guys pay money to see the greatest bodies in the world. That's a given. That you get. That's the gift you get. But to come here and want to hear what they have to say, and that's another level. That's another level of being a fan. And I've been in these stands for many years. I've dragged every one of my friends to come with me and sit here. I mean, I've seen every level. I mean, I've seen, you know, ninjas jumping people, and you know, go far back as you want. And I know bodybuilding fans miss those old days, you know, of going at it. And unfortunately now it's bodybuilders for social media.
You're taking more time up here, bro, than you're gonna be on stage. So let's just wrap it over.
Yo, get Rosetta Stone before you start talking to me, man. Nobody understands you. That's, I swear to God, why are you talking shit to me?
How did you even get
I'm
here,
the
bro?
least person you gotta worry about, Nathan. Man, are you just mad that nobody's talking about you for like the 5 seconds they went to somebody else?
Don't worry about me.
Hey, everybody, I don't know if you noticed, but Nathan Dosh is here. So, hey, but you know what, Nathan, he's doing it on purpose because he knows I love it. I love when a bodybuilder is real, even if it's nonsense coming out of his mouth. It's still appreciative, because in this sport, there's a lot of people that say what he just said, but they don't say it to someone's face, and they say it behind social media. And that's what I was getting to before I was really interrupted, is that in today's day, unfortunately, these press conferences aren't, you know, Phil, name 2 reasons why 2014, 2015, 2016. You know, like you have these great comebacks and going at it, but unfortunately it's social media versus these bodybuilders these days, and it's actually brought us together, because now we're one. It's the people that sit at their computers and they don't do what we do that attack us, and that's why every year we look at each other and we all respect each other, because you know, me and Jeremy can get into it. We're both competitors. I think it was like Paco Batista at one of the press conferences said, we all speak an international language, and that's our bodies. So no matter what, it always comes down to that, is that we're all competitors and we all do the same thing. But I think there's a big problem with the social media part in this sport, and I think it's a great tool. I think it's really something that even past champions probably could appreciate. I can't even imagine my dad on social media though. He definitely would have lost it. But yeah, this is bigger. This is bigger than me being here. No matter what, everyone who attacks this sport and says it's unhealthy, I'm a living contradiction of that. No one can tell me that this sport's unhealthy or bad, because look at me, I'm here. Because of bodybuilding, my parents met and they had me. So literally, I'm breathing and walking around because of the IFBB, and I think that's why people hate me on social media, because I will go at it all day with anyone who attacks me or any of my fellow competitors. If you don't do what we do, then you have no reason to be bad-mouthing people the way you do. But really, right now, I just enjoy this. I think this is really cool. I think this is cool for the older fans. I've been getting a lot of messages from older fans that have not been to Olympia in 20, 30 years, and they're like, man, I want to go, so I can say I saw 2 generations. You know, my mom's going to be the first person to have a son and a husband do a Mr. Olympia, and you know, shit like that's just, it's really cool. I'm really glad to be here.
Well, thank you, Sergio Jr. I'm standing right behind a man. Nobody mentioned his name here today, but there was a lot of hype coming into the Olympia this year. Brandon Currie. Brandon. You heard what everybody's talking about, you know, peaking this time, not in 2 weeks. Dexter thinks if he peaks today, he's not going to be ready tomorrow. Will you be ready tomorrow?
Well, put some sneak peeks out there, and I don't know if you've been following. Of course, you guys can follow, but I believe this will be one of my best showings so far. I've been in Kuwait, of course, training my butt off, not just to participate, but to make an impact. So tomorrow, it'll definitely be a day that I plan to make an impact on stage, God willing. But I appreciate you guys coming out. This means the world to us. We're gonna fight it out tomorrow. Talk today, but tomorrow we battle on stage. So I respect all these guys, and I hope they bring their best, because I'm planning on bringing my best. And that's enough for me.
Thank you, Brandon. All right, making my way over to the big man, Cedric McMillan in the house. Cedric, you and Nathan couldn't be about more polar opposites if I could find 2 people to be, but Cedric always a very quiet guy. Cedric, you've been uncharacteristically a little bit too quiet so far this weekend. What's going on, big man?
Look, I don't do too well with this fake smack talk stuff. Like if I'm beefing with somebody, I would just go get their ass. I mean, straight up. The way physiques look and all of that, we should be able to respect each other and respect our muscles and all of that, you know. And I don't have to talk shit about your body in order to feel good about mine. Some people do that for some motivation, it's whatever. So yeah, I can be quiet because I'm living in the real world, man. You know, it's a hurricane coming to my area, you know. I had to leave a group of soldiers that was activated, and I was supposed to be going with them to lead them through this hurricane relief. And my ass is in Vegas, you know, so yeah, I mean, look, I'm living real life, man, you know, and I know everybody's living what they feel like is real life. I'm gonna try to keep this shit short though, but somebody asked, who is Mr. Olympia? And I believe a better question is, what is Mr. Olympia? And I believe Mr. Olympia is an ideal. I believe it was an idea that somebody had, and it's a spiritual thing, it's an emotional thing. And I believe you got a lot of physical manifestations of what Mr. Olympia is, you know, and for me, it's that person that get their ass up and go to work, you know, and do the things that they got to do, the responsibilities that they have, but at the same time, they try to take a little time for themselves to try to be the best that they can at something. Not necessarily competing against anybody in order to do that, but they're competing against the old them. I believe that person is just as much of a Mr. Olympia as anybody else, you know, that ever stood on the stage or even who the statue's made after. One more thing I want to say. Let's see, I got a couple of messages from people that I know. Hey, check this link out. It's Dennis James talking about Cedric or this or that, or some of these other motherfuckers that get paid a little bit of money to
family show.
Okay, sorry. They get paid a little bit of money to analyze us and stuff like that. And one thing I really wish that some of these guys with all of this experience would do is that they would use their position and experience that they had to motivate us guys to continue to do what they do based on all the stuff that they've been through in their life, instead of using that opportunity to sit up and try to make a few dollars talking junk, okay? Because you can, you know, yeah, we're supposed to be strong mentally and emotionally, but you can actually break somebody's spirit with what come out of your mouth. And I mean, if you're willing to do that, you know, and you're willing to handle the karma that come with that, then that's fine, you know. But I'm all about trying to be as positive as I can. We can get negative if we have to, but it ain't gonna be on no stage. It's gonna be whooping some ass, like backstage or something like that. You know, and that's just real. I'll come see you. But anyway, I love y'all. One more thing I want to say. I know it's a whole bunch of people, whether I get my ass beat here or there or not, whatever my conditioning is, I know it's a whole lot of people that still love me, and they love the way I do my thing, and they love the way I look. So whatever anybody got to say about what they think about what Cedric can do or what Cedric need to do, I'm worried about these people that still love me, and that's what I'm here for.
William?
Well, I would say let's switch it up and go.
Hang on, D.
Oh, wait, okay.
So Cedric, about that, you saying this and that, blah, blah, blah. This is bodybuilding, my brother. We all face things in our life, you understand? But not everybody got to talk about that shit, you understand? So what you face is what you face. We face different things, you understand? It's not that you are more than us. And even aside that, you know, I love you, brother. You know that, you understand? I'm the one that you even came to pick you up when you came to Holland, Amsterdam. You understand? Without you even say thank you. You come here backstage, you don't even say hi to one of us, you understand? And now you come and talk like you want to be a role model, this and that. The first thing you should do when you come backstage is like say hi to us, you know, like a human being should do. You know, not walking in like a lone wolf, go sit back all by yourself, and you come here and talk like blah, 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 blah. Be real, man, because you ain't real now.
Well, I say let's switch it up.
Okay, nah, okay.
Hang on, D. Hang on.
I swear this is
All
some
right,
stuff
all right.
that we can talk about personally. But anyway, I don't think I ever said anything about being better than anybody at all. You know, I admit getting my ass whooped up and down the stage many times. I do remember when I came in, you know, close to you at the meeting last night, I put my arm on your shoulder. I ain't said 2 words to nobody because I'm dealing with my own mental and emotional struggles on how to handle the anxiety associated with this.
We all do that. We all do.
Hey man, yeah, that's what I'm saying though. You handle stuff your way and I handle it mine. My way is to be the fuck quiet.
Don't come to play a saint over here. You know, you ain't doing what you're saying, brother.
Well, technically, y'all are
do what you
here.
say.
We all are up here to make a scene because they give us a microphone and say talk, make a scene. And so that's what we're supposed to do, tell our story and say our opinion. But all right, okay.
Breathe.
Woosah.
In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose.
Hey, we'll just get up backstage, bro.
All right, D. Now you can switch it up.
Let's switch it up. I'd like to go to main physique, if y'all don't mind, for a second. Of course, we have our Physique Olympia champion, and we have Andrew Ferguson, who is also very vocal. I apologize. Andre Ferguson, who is very vocal, and I don't know, I came across some video where it looked like you were talking to somebody. I'm not sure who that somebody was. Brandon? Was it you he was talking about? And you guys had I call it a social media fight. You literally going back at each other, beating each other up on social media. What's that all about? Now you sit next to each other. I mean, this is fun.
I don't know, man. It was all cool until I started winning. Then he started throwing shade. So that's what happened. So now we at each other's throats, and it is what it is. It's not a real issue because he doesn't want a real issue. So we're just gonna keep it to the stage.
So there's no fight. Because I've read something where somebody said, let's go throw hands. Let's not do all this talking.
Yo, listen, if he wants that kind of smoke, we can do that.
No, we don't want to do that.
That's what I'm saying. It's not about that. That's why we're just gonna keep it on the stage.
What's your beef with Andre?
I have no beef with this man. This man has been focused on my life, my personal relationships. I say what I say. I'm honest with what I say, and sometimes it rubs people the wrong way. But you said you're not about that or whatever. But you said I have no beef with you. What I said on social media was what I said on social media was that when you were in the hospital, all I said was I'm not in the hospital.
Okay, hold on. Let me ask you guys a question. Are you guys here to beat Jeremy? Or are you guys here to solve y'all's beef?
Hold on, Dennis, right? This is the thing. He's gonna try to make it seem like it's one thing, but it's not. This has been going on for a minute, Dennis. And I'm gonna tell you where it started. It started after the 2016 Arnold when I got second place. He came over and gave me a backhanded compliment by saying, "Oh, good shit, Trey, you finally beat me."
Did you really?
Is it a fact or no?
Bro, you just all talk.
Is it you? But look, you see how he dances around everything. It's a yes or no question.
Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it.
So who's?
I'll see you on Saturday, bro. I'm not here for all this.
So okay,
What happened to you meeting me on Wednesday?
Back to what I said, Dennis.
What happened to you meeting me on Wednesday to fight? What happened to that? You was trying to talk to me. You talked to me all week, all last
right
week.
there
Trying to meet me on Wednesday to
conference.
fight. But
We
then
go
you
right
had-
on back.
Nah, bro.
No, it's tomorrow. It's tomorrow.
Bro, I'm not on your level. I'm sorry.
It's tomorrow.
I'm not on your level.
Right?
I'm not.
Look at Jeremy laughing. Look at Jeremy laughing at the both of you right
This is
now.
not who I am. I'm not about
Okay.
this beef. I'm not about that. I'm very positive.
Dennis, you see how he tries to, you see how he tries to say he didn't have a problem.
This is why it's called.
But it's obvious he got a problem,
Everybody
Dennis.
got a problem. Hold on. I ain't worried about your life. I'm not worried about your life. Sorry.
One more question. I told y'all it was good to switch it up.
He's just mad, like he obviously got a problem, Dennis.
Who had a 20 story page on their
Yo, I do that for fun all day. I do that for fun all day.
Okay, hang on a second. Hang on, guys. Hang on 1 second. Dexter. What the hell did they say?
Well, what they said was, Brandon said, you need to stop talking trash, and Andre said, you ain't gonna beat him.
Summed up nicely, thank you.
Is this
See?
personal
Yes,
between
to go
you
through all
guys?
that.
Is this personal between you
Dennis,
guys?
I don't,
Who's
Dennis,
beating?
I don't lie. Look, I don't lie. It is personal at this point.
All right, listen-
He gonna try to
listen-
act like it's something it's not.
Let me finish the question. Is it more important to beat him or for you to beat him than to beat Jeremy? What are you guys here for? To be perfectly exact. I
I'm
want
here
to know.
to win the Mr. Olympia for the first time. I've chased this dream for 6 years, and I'm here to take it on Saturday. That's
Jeremy,
all I'm here for.
he's here to beat you. You here to beat who?
I'm truthful. I'm here to win the Olympia, but you better believe I'm here to beat him too.
All right, hang on a second now. Hang on. Listen, our resident Olympia champion, Phil Heath, actually has a solution. Phil.
Why don't y'all just put some money on it, man? This is Las Vegas, right? I mean, or whoever wins, the other dude got to wear the other guy's apparel around Vegas and post on their social media and shit.
I'm in.
Hey, what I'm bringing, I'm not even worried about it.
I'm in.
The changing of the board shorts. Well, it doesn't get any better than that. All right.
But Phil, we're actually sponsored by the same company now.
Oh, God. Hey, be sure to visit that booth over the Olympia weekend, all right? All right, hey, enough of this trash talk over here. I got a guy that all he does is win Olympia titles. There's Flex Lewis. Welcome back, brother. The stage is yours, my friend. Of course, you, much like Phil, looking for bodybuilding history right on this stage. Now, you did come out earlier in the year and make the proclamation that this would be your last 212 shows. Is that correct, sir?
It is correct. And it's been a privilege, an honor to be on this stage.
as a 202 competitor, see the class grow into what is now the 212 and defend our title since the very beginning. So it's a mixture of emotions really to be up here, and I'm trying to live the moment. Like I said, this year is all about the fans, and I've tried to give as much as I can back all the way through the process, put in the good days, the bad days out, just to show everybody, as the fans who have never gone through the experience themselves of dieting, what all of us champions up on this stage really go through. So I hope you've enjoyed it, and again, I'm very excited now to continue what is now the Olympia experience here, and again, keep this press conference going, because man, we got guys on this table next to me that are all gunning for this first place title, and I'm here to defend it, of course. So I've done everything in my power. I've got my family in the crowd right there each and every year. They come and support me. They've been in my corner, my mother and father, from the very, very first show. They didn't even know what they were supporting. Now they do. Now they're Insta famous too, also. So it's again, I got my daughter, and just to add to that, Sergio's not the only person that's been up on my stage. My wife and my daughter has too. So there's a very, very, again, big moment for us this year, and I'm trying to live each and every moment. From me to you guys, the fans, thank you for the wonderful experiences, all the stories, all the memories, and all the meetings I've had with each and every one of you throughout the world. And again, I'm looking forward to meeting everyone tonight at the athletes meet and greet. Thank you.
Thank you, Flex. DJ. Speaking of last appearances on the Olympia stage, you went out in style some years ago, right here on this stage, celebrating 10 years on the Olympia stage. We have another gentleman right here. He's no introduction, but of course, you all know it's Jose Raymond. Jose.
Hey, Bob.
Jose, I gotta say, I'm a little sad that you said this is going to be your last Olympia. You're going to be hanging them up completely in the bodybuilding world very soon, but this is definitely your last Olympia stage. But man, you've had, for those who don't know, Jose is the most decorated amateur athlete in the world. Jose won more amateur shows than anybody else in the world.